Okay. Line up.
Attention Rec-Well members, we wanted to let you know that masks or face coverings that cover both your nose and mouth are required at all times in recreation and wellness facilities. Even while exercising and during group fitness classes, masks may only be used for drinking or drinking water activities at the pools. Remember to keep 6 feet apart from others and wipe down equipment before and after use. Again, masks or face coverings that cover both your nose and mouth are required at all times in our facilities, even while exercising. Thank you, and have a great day.
So we'll start today with a formal bow. There'll be a couple commands, a couple bows. First command with Moxo, you close your eyes. The Moxo is a meditation thing. Breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth. Yame means ready, open, stop, something like that. And usually the high rank will call out the commands, unless of course I cannot remember them because we've been out of training for more than 2 months. There is a specific way to stand, a specific ways to sit and move. When you go down into Saizai, you do your left leg first. Your toes are coiled under. Put your right knee where your right foot was, and then you sit. And when you come back up, you do the opposite. Those toes should be underneath. In case you have to move, it's all about. As opposed to the, that's not really preparatory, right? So, sit up. Boom, 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 boom. Good job. Wrong way. Sit up straight. Not so. So yeah, showing you, right? Sensei, right? So like I said, my name is David Jimberline, actually. I've been training for about 40 years. I actually started at the University of Minnesota in 1980, which in buildings that don't exist anymore, they tore them down. But I was with the club, this club, for 3 to 6 years, depending on what you count, because sometimes I was gone, sometimes I was back. And then now I teach here. When I was here, we had over 100 paid members. There were 4 lines across the room, lots of power, lots of strength. But everything wavers in and out of that. And, they changed the training amount. So we used to train every day for 2 hours. And now you can only train 3 times a week. It's a rule for any rec club. They only meet 3 times. And they only give us 2 times now. So go ahead. And because it's a traditional style, this is a traditional Japanese karate style, there's, like I said, ways to stand, way to move, etiquette, things to learn. So, doing great so far. Yep. So, put your feet together, and bow. And you can, why don't you 2 step backwards a couple steps? A little more. There you go. We're going to warm up first, pick up 1 foot, go around with your ankle and toes. Switch, way. Other foot. Other way. Feet together around with your knees. Switch, way. Feet apart. Around your hips. Switch. Use your legs. Pump your arms around. Okay, so especially since this is kind of a beginner class and kind of the first time, I'll explain a lot of stuff that I don't explain all the time. But I'm sure you guys are tired of hearing it, and yet sometimes when you hear it again, you go, oh yeah, I get it now. Just in general, the more you can use your legs to do stuff in karate is good. You don't want to be arms. You use your legs to do everything. Walking, moving, punching, use your legs. So this is the goal, is to use your legs to set up a rhythm so that your arms go round and round. Some people do a good job of faking it by moving their legs and moving their arm, and it's not the same thing. You actually want your legs to palm. Also, you want to teach yourself to try to keep your spine and torso nice and straight and tall, so that when your arms move around, it stays. So some people do this, which is fine, nothing wrong with it. But if you're unaware of it, then generally people punch this way, and they don't know, oh, my back hurts, oh, I'm unstable. So structure for us is very important. Nice, straight, tall spine, almost always. Once in a while you get the arch. But anyway, try it again. Nice, straight, tall spine, round with the arms. Pump, 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 switch, right. Cross. Twist, look behind you. Take nice deep breaths. And stop. Pick up your heels. This is a way of getting your blood moving that is not impact. Back in my day, we did jumping jacks and splits, such things. Put one foot in front. Put both arms out. You're going to swing your back leg up, hit your hands. It's just a stretch. 1, swing. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Switch feet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Switch feet. We're going to try a high crescent kick. And again, right now it's just a stretch to loosen up the outsides of your legs and warm up the insides. You're going to put your palm out. You're going to swing your leg up in kind of a crescent. It's called a crescent kick. And hit your palm with the bottom of your foot. Then put it back. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Switch feet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Stand with your feet apart. Turn your toes out with your knees in like you're standing on a line. Squat all the way down flat and exhale. Down. And back up. Down. Up. Down. Up. Down. Up. And down. Put your hands on the floor. Straighten your legs. Drop. Straighten. Drop. Straighten. And down. Put your feet apart a little bit. This is a stance called kumite. It is about 2 hip distances wide. Put the outside edges parallel. Put your knees between your center and your feet, not outside. Don't do that. But even worse, don't let your knees sink in. You just want a nice alignment. Stretch forward, bend at your hip. And back. Push your hip forward, breathe. Forward. Back. Forward. Back. Forward. Back. Reach over the shoulder. Switch. Side. Switch, keep your legs bent. Bent legs is almost always. When you straighten or lock out a joint, you lose the ability to use it. You want it to be able to use all the time. Turn, facing this way. This is sort of a front stance. Your leg is bent, relatively straight. Just stretching your thigh a little bit, warming up. Turn, face the other way. Turn. Stretching deeper, 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 deeper. Up on the ball of your back foot. drop your hip towards the floor, reach up. Open the arms like you're holding a giant ball. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Twist, let go of your right shoulder. Touch your head to the floor by your front foot. And up. Keep your legs straight. Just stretch down and forward a little bit. Turn, thrusting deep. Follow your foot, out your hip. Jump. Open the arm, squeeze your shoulder together. Move your fingers. Twist over your left shoulder. Touch your head to the floor, follow your front foot. And back up, with your legs straight. Stretching down. Back, keep it up. Keep your feet flat, point straight ahead, straighten one leg and bend the other. Switch. Switch deeper. Switch. 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 Now you're going to switch this way and drop down. So this foot turns so your toes go up and your heel is down. This foot is flat. Take your left elbow and push your knee out. And if you have trouble, you can put your right hand behind and balance a little bit. Try to get this one flat. Yep. Oh, so close. Okay. Switch over the other side. So here's the deal. This is a good stretch. This is also a good stretch. Nothing wrong with it. But if I let people do this, a year later, they still can't do this. If I make them start with this, in a couple of weeks, you can do both. Switch. 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 Stay on this side. Your left. Your right leg extended. Turn so you're facing towards this wall. Now turn so you're facing back towards the mirrors behind you. Put the outside of your hip drop towards the floor. Take some nice deep breaths. Back. Over. Back. Over. Back. Over. And switch over the other side. Rotate all the way over, so it's the outside of your thigh. Breathe deep. And back. And over. And back. Over. And back. Pull your feet in squatting. Push your feet out behind and arch. Breathe in deep through your nose, out through your mouth. So I talk about breathing a lot. Breathe in deep and out. And here's one reason why. This is an example. Inhale, hold it, exhale. Feel your hip drop towards the floor a little bit. It helps. The breathing helps trick your body into relaxing and moving. Push your hips back. Touch your chest down towards the floor. Hold again. Pull your feet in. Straighten your legs. Wait, stay here for a second. When you're like this, and your feet are pointing out, use your elbows to point them the same way. You want your knees and feet to be the same. You don't want, for instance, this. Good, good, good. Straighten your legs. Roll. Round your hip. Switch. Away. Side, side. Squeeze in one knee in towards your chest. Like a Crescent Kick for people who know what that is. Switch over to the side. Bend your support leg. Pull this knee in towards the middle. Switch. 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 And switch. Reach around behind. Grab your ankle. Your leg up as high as you are comfortable. Switch. switch, hand switch. Take out your legs, turn, switch uniforms. Unless, of course, you don't have them. So a lot of the etiquette is manners or traditions. It's what they learned. A lot of the etiquette's for safety. So if she's my partner and we're about to fight, and I go like, she would attack me. I'm not ready. So I would say, excuse me, and I click to a key. Okay, now I'm ready. And if it becomes a habit, you're okay. But if people forget all the time because they never develop a habit, that leads to injuries. There's other weird stuff. How about not leaning against the wall? Do you guys need to keep your watches on? Can you take those off? Oh, yeah. All right. Over there. Oh, behind you. Etiquette thing. So look, this guy came in late. He's waiting there for me to let him in. And then I do. And then he goes in. So he wouldn't just come walking into class, because that might be disrespectful. But also, we might be doing something I just don't want somebody walking in the middle of kicking, punching. Mike, yep. Good. John in between them. That's good. Quick. All right. I want John and Olivia. Are you Olivia? Oh, great places. All right, feet together. Usually, when you put your feet together, your heels are in with your toes out at about 45 degrees. They rotate a little. This is an informal attention stance, they call it. When your feet are together, that's more formal. So usually you meet your friends this way. If you're being introduced to some big event, you'd be standing this way. They pay attention to little tiny things. So. Feet together about hips distance. This is called a hachichidachi, so it's just supposed to be a natural stance. About hips distance, your feet are slightly out because that's more comfortable than trying to keep them straight and more effective than letting them hang. So just slightly out. You're going to make a fist. Pull your elbows in with your palms up. The tips of your fingers are going to touch the pad of your hand here. Then you roll that in tight. Then you put your thumb over the first finger, or two if you want, but for sure the first finger. Put both hands out in front of you. Imagine that you're striking with the surface of this. But I am not a big believer in trying to turn your hands all the way over. It tends to lift your shoulders up. For flexible people, it hyperextends the crap out of their elbows. Slightly bent is fine. That's too straight. Yep, there you go. It's a little better. Then pull your left hand back. Or sorry, throw your right hand back. Left hand back. When it gets to the end, so your elbows brush the sides. When it gets to the end, it turns over. Now you're going to slowly exchange your hands. This hand, elbow touches here. This elbow touches here. Both fists twist over at the end. One, over. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Hold the arms again a little bit if you want. Still just warming up. Try it again. Left hand out right at your side. Please pay more attention to your elbow touching and this elbow touching. So halfway through, you'd be stuck, squeezing yourself. Some of you, your elbow pops a lot, or pops a lot on the way back. This should be going towards your own solar plexus for right now. Here where your ribs come together. Aiming, 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 aiming. Don't do that. Slowly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm real big on pushing on on people or pulling on people for stability, because you got to try to learn how to keep your body stable. With Kobe, you cannot. Luckily, there is a fine tradition in the Japanese martial arts. It's called a shinai. Some people use it in different ways. I will primarily use it to point or pound or touch you to say, here, put your shoulder down, oh, okay, so that you know what I'm talking about. And I probably won't ever hit you with it, especially in a mean way. So, but not everywhere you go is that way. Just so you know, try punching again. 1, 2, 3. Keep pushing forward from here. No, keep it there. So I'm going to push on you. You're going to stay there. Look straight ahead. Oh, there you go. 1, 2. That's awesome. Can you feel that hold on your feet? 3. Stay there. Put your shoulder down. So if this is strong, don't move. This will also be strong when it hits. That weight goes to your feet. You get bonus starts for your first day. It's incredible. 1. Stay straighter and taller. Yep. Strong stomach. 2. This is where I pushed on her. You have to try to stay there. So you grab with your toes and you tuck your butt forward just a tiny bit. That's better. Stay tall. 3, 4. So right now, this is up in the air, so there's nothing holding it. Pull this down on your shoulder. Down all the way to your feet. Oh, that's excellent. You feel that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And all right, rest of just a second. Go your legs. One of our goals in traditional karate training is that every single thing you do, you want to do with your whole body. So people might see your fist moving, but your toes, your knees, your center, your body drives behind it, even if you're not moving. So you guys both did great. It'll just be kind of a constant thing as we move to keep reminding you to use your whole body. One thing is people's legs. They quite often lock them, and then they're very tippy. And then so the guideline is that your legs should be slightly bent. So people do this. That's not said that's bent too much for this particular exercise. That's locked. And when you tuck your butt slightly in, that's slightly bent. Locked, slightly bent. This hits the target, so it's kind of your goal. We're going to try rotation. Rotation is huge in Shotokan. It is a way of making a shockwave with your body from the ground to the target. So you're going to start in kind of a front stance. Let's try that. Everybody step forward with your left foot. This is if I was pushing something heavy. My leg would be like that, helping me push forward. But without something here, I'm very unstable this way. So you take this part and straighten it up a little bit. Try to hinge it underneath your butt cheek and not up here at your hip. Under here. This muscle can take the weight. You know, the smaller your back. Okay. So they say 60-40 weight distribution. That means almost nothing to most people. But if you are straight up and down and you look down towards your toe, assuming you can see past your mask, you shouldn't be able to see your toe. So my knee is bent so much that it's not there. Up there it is. Up. Okay, now so a guideline. Don't put your head forward and look at it though. You just figured out this clue doesn't work with mask on. Not with my mask. Nope. Can't do it. See my mask. Rotate. Put your right hand up, your left hand at your side. You're going to use your feet and make a shockwave from the ground through your body, like you're going to throw your hand away towards the target. That's jabbing for the face. 1, twist and punch hands. Twist sideways. More with your hip. More. And then twist back straight, counter punching body. 2. Other hand. Twist your hip. Yep. I am a mirror. This hip forward more. Yep. Now you're going to twist the hip again. Japanese. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1. Straight ahead, so your head has to be straight. 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. Switch hands, switch feet. Other side. A front stance is called a Kutsu stance. Kutsu means stance. Zen means forward, forward facing, Kutsu. You are now going to rotate your hip and imagine throwing your fist towards the target and jab with the fist. 1. Then twist your hip, throw the body. 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. Hey. So did you feel your legs getting a little tired there, a little achy? Oh, that's good. That means you're getting stronger. So just relish that. When it happens, oh, that's good. I'm getting stronger right now. If your knee joints hurt, that's different. Don't do that. Tell me, we'll try to figure out why. Usually, it's an alignment thing. Like your body should be in a line, and just a little bit. If it's like this, oh, my knee, I can't, or they twist it too far the other way. So, and depending on the training you had before, different styles do things differently. Yoga and dance do things differently. Aikido does things differently. But it's for a different purpose usually. So ours is more for delivering the shot along this line, or we'd be in a different stance. Your back leg might be really bad, your front foot might be in, there's different things. So far, we technically have 3 stances. This one, and this one is front stance. We're going to try your front stance again. We're going to try to do 2 punches with 1 count, which is super common. And we'll see how that goes. What I want to say is, and I don't know, moving your hip and your body is so that this hand hits with your body weight, not just your hand going this way. This is so much better when I can punch people. It's really hard. So, anyway. Here we go. Again. When you now go into second position, so this comes from dance. They tend to call this first position and this second position. Because I forgot the name of this in Japanese. And this is sentai or hachidachi, which probably doesn't mean anything either. When you go from here to here, your arms cross and end up in front of you. This used to be a big giant circle. But then they decided this is a terrible, vulnerable time for no reason. So they keep like the last little quarter of the circle. So it's just here and cross. You want this to end up in front of you in a little bit of a protective place. Not here like, oh yeah, come get me. Some styles do that. Ours is just kind of in front. They're going to hit together way out there somewhere. Your shoulders are down, your body weights forward. Then you come up the opposite way. So try this. Go 1. Then you have to go left, right. 2. Left arm, left leg forward. Everybody else go down and up. Right? And twist your hip and put out your counter punch. In Japanese, this is a gakutuki. You're going to rotate and jab to the head like we just did. 1. Counter punch body. 2. 1. 2. 1. 2. 1. 2. 2 punches, 1 count. Head stun. 1. Head stun. 2. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7, 8, 9, 10. We're going to ki on the counter punch, on this right-handed punch. Ki is a loud, short yell to add spirit to your technique. So go as quickly as you can, ki on the counter punch. So generally, when you come up, you move towards your control leg. In a front stance, this is your control leg, even though most of your weight is here. So usually when I say high up, you pull back to your control leg. You pull your back leg up to the front, which in some cases is fine. Any time when you would do that is if there's a wall there, and they said high up, this is kind of silly, don't do this. So you make an adjustment. Another time might be with a partner. If he's here and I'm here, and they say high up, we both kind of go like this, we're both retreating a little bit. So if it was some sort of match, or something where I'm trying to maintain dominance, we might say high up, and then go like that, and I'm in his face. It's a little thing, but it's interesting how it matters. Also, back in the olden days, we used to bow and step over with our right leg. And they said that what that means is, if I'm facing you and I bow, and I step to one side, it means I don't want to fight. Leave me alone. So they said, no, we can't do that anymore. You have to stay on the center. So when you start here, you end here, I'm always in the middle. Little things. Out. All right, left right. Step out with your right leg, move your left arm up, right? Rotate your hip, jabbing things. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Just more. 8, 9, 10. 2 punches, 1 count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Guy. Stop. Put your thumb on the outside, or you'll break your thumb when you hit it. So kind of. Yep. But not. Very bad. Do you have an older brother or sister?
I do, younger brother.
In some family dynamics, they say, here, make a fist like this. Ah! So don't do that, though. 2 punches, 1 count. If you have questions, you can raise your hand and ask. Usually you call the instructor sensei. Tends to mean one who's gone before, or they translate it as teacher. Sensei. What? I'm fine with questions, especially irritating ones like, why do you feel like that? Instead of, so in some places that's seen as disrespectful. Here I'd rather have people think. It's a weird thing. I am a heretic to traditional training in that I want to encourage people to think for themselves. I want you to say, wait, why wouldn't I do it like this? Maybe you would. Maybe that would be better. I don't know. But if you never question, you never ask, and you don't know. Let's try moving. So far you guys are doing great. We will start some basics, and when it starts to have trouble, we'll change them. So we're going to start with a step and punch, which we call an oizuki. And the whole idea here is your body is driving forward, and at the same time you throw your fist at them. But this is still moving when your hand hits. Some people mistakenly go 1, 2, don't do that. Then why would you even go forward? That's silly. You want your body mass to be behind it when you hit? Two more things I guess I have to tell you. Our stances are generally about a hip's distance apart, and yet we move from our inner thighs. So a little bit your foot goes in and out just because it's quicker that way. Quicker than going like this, right? I mean, who walks like that? Toddlers and some of the people. The toddlers for sure, because they haven't quite figured out that they can walk like this and it works better. So you want to go from here to here as quickly as efficiently as you can. Which means this leg's going to have to bend and drive. This leg gives you a push to start, and you glide forward to hit the target. Avoid going up and down. Because on the way up, you're just a target, somebody would hit you. Avoid going side to side. So this happens for two reasons. People are too wide. And if my goal is to make power forward, that doesn't help me. The second reason is they lose track of their support leg. Remember, this one's supposed to be in charge? So when you drive in, this is still in control. When people let it go, they put all the weight over here. So this is just dead weight. You want to be able to use it to drive forward and push. So I got a feeling this is going to go really well. So we'll just do it. Second position. Left arm and left leg can be forward. In this position, your hip is sideways. This is a game that I haven't learned it yet, but don't worry about it. When you step and punch, your hip is going to be straight this way. So we're going to try a couple and see how it goes, and then I'm probably going to bring it into 2 counts. Step and punch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Whoa, here's a new thing. You're going to take your back leg, reach over there in 2 stances, and then pivot and face this way. Turn. Excellent. Again, God, if I had gold stars, you guys would get them. So I used to be a girls gymnastics coach back in ancient times, and I had everything from 3-year-olds to 18. And that little group, say 8 to 10 or 12-year-olds, they would do something really good, and I said, "Oh, that's great, you're a gold star." And one day they said, "Where are our gold stars?" Apparently in class, you actually get the gold star. So I bought some gold stars, and I stick it on their forehead if they did good. They would die for those gold stars, so let me tell you. So I was just reminded of that when I said if I had gold stars, I'd give you one. I didn't actually mean it that I don't have any gold stars, I'm sorry, but you are doing a good job. Switch your hands, and when you turn your chin, get sideways. Yep. We're going to try 2 counts. You're going to go 3/4 of the way through the step and not punch. You're going to go this far on 1. At this point, your inner thighs are squeezing together, your elbows are squeezing in. On 2, you're going to shock your back leg and finish your stance and punch. 1, 3/4 of the way forward. 2, punch. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. Push your right hip forward and leave your hand. Push your right hip forward and leave your hand. More. Yep, more. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, right, turn. Yep. All right, for just a moment. Do we need a water break here? We're doing okay. We'll stop about 7 for 5 minutes or so and get one water. The masks do make everything way worse than it has to be. John. So John is my roommate, so I already breathed his air quite often. So we were breaking social protocol by being this close together. The one thing I already talked about was using your legs all the time. And there's different ways to do that, but you want your body center to hit. So even if I don't physically punch, I want this part to be driving into the target. In a step and punch, the reason I want this hip to go forward is you're going to use this leg to drive forward into the target when you go. If I let it twist, I start to lose my forward direction. Not that that can't be done, it totally can. This is a way to learn to hit with your body center. So your opposite hip and shoulder go forward to meet this hand at the point of impact for the drive of the backwards. And, sorry, one more thing. My leg, too straight. I can't push with it. Push, push. So it's a little bit like, there are some styles, where they stand on your back leg. I've had that done to me. I do not recommend that you do it to other people because it does make them try harder, but it doesn't add anything to the impact. It just makes them stiffer. The idea is more like if I'm here and I have to take off running, can I? Whoa, give you both your legs and you start. And if one of them's locked and they say start, there's just not a quick start that you would. So generally, you don't lock your leg, not your front one, not your back one. If there comes a time when you should, I will tell you. But not right now. 7 punches again. 3 parts. Left arm, left leg forward. Right? 7 punches, 2 counts. 1. And finish your 7th punch. 2. Push your left hip and left shoulder forward. 1. 2. 1. Put your back foot flat. That's your control leg. 2. Put your hips straighter. 1. Keep your weight back here more. You're not quite done. 2. Now push this hip forward to meet this hand. 1. 2. Yep. 1. 2. 1. 2. 1. 2. This is going to be your other side. Back leg over and turn. When you move, you want your feet to glide across the floor effortlessly. You don't want to stomp. Glide. It's a martial art. It implies some sort of refinement and grace. And you want your back foot to stay flat. And the reason, put your left leg in front and stand there. When I get to the point of impact, if this is up and something has to give, I've got slot to go boom, boom. And I want it to go boom, boom when I'm driving in. So that's only true under some circumstances, but if you don't train to learn it, you won't end up hitting with your bones. And that's a really cool thing to be able to do. So keep your back foot flat, please. As you step forward in 1 count, 7 punch. 1. 2. 3. 4. 5. times kiai. Kicking, we're going to kick something. 4-7. So, like punching, where people see your arms, and they should be seeing your body, chop, driving. Kicking works that way too. It's a total body action. So, although this foot is hitting, this is not doing the work. This part is. So that when you stab it, you get more mass behind you. And there's a few different ways to get that. One is called pendulum. It's technically a reverse pendulum. If you imagine this is hanging from here and it swings back and forth, this is making a wave, and this is going along with the wave that you're making. So your goal ultimately is to make this leg light and easy, and your body a little heavier and more intense. So we will try this moving forward. I will first tell you the striking surface for the ball of the foot. The front kick is there. Please tap the floor like this. We have a really fun drill that we can't do right now. Taught it to 6-year-olds and loved it. And it's about hitting the ball very quick. So we're going to start here. And I guess what I want you to do is pick up one leg and grab it with both. Rock back and forth a little bit. Other foot. Pick it up. Keep this leg bent and grab the floor with it a little bit so you're stable. Pick this leg up, rock 3 times. I want you to go 1, 2, 3. And the foot just goes out and comes back. So you're making a wave here. 1, 2, 3. And the only reason I want you to hang on to it is because I want this part to all be one piece when it moves. One, not this way. This way is moving all the time. Your whole body moves. Pick up the other leg. 1, rock. 1, 2, 3. Other foot. Up. Rock. 1, 2, 3. Other foot. 1, 2, 3. Foot. 1, 2, 3. Curl your toes, curl your toes. Broken. Better. Yep, that part's got to hit. Bend your knees, put your feet together. Put your hands to your own shoulder flex height. You put them up in front of you. Keep your shoulders down, keep your hands in place. You go one knee and touch your hands. 1, other knee. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I stand up, shake your legs for a second. 2 coils, 2 kicks. You're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. It'll be so good. Here you go. Keep together. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. We're going to do this moving forward exactly the same way. You're going to pick your knee up and then step down into your front stance. Then you're going to pick your knee up and step down, then 2 kicks. Snap, snap. So the same 4 counts, you're just going to be moving forward as you do it. Your head, your shoulders, your torso are going to stay stable. They're not going to twist or duck or anything like that. Left leg forward. Pick your knee up and step forward. 1, knee 2, kick 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, turn. Bring your knee up. 1, knee up. 2, kick. 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Turn away. Okay, now we're in Twiki, but I want you to keep your knee up longer. So many people are kicking, they do this part really good, and then on the way back, your leg is already falling. I want you to do more like 1, and then okay, put it down on purpose. So just in general, when you kick or move, you are choosing where you're going to go, and not just always falling where you end up. So a good part of karate training is always controlling your balance. Always, always, always. Not being in balance necessarily, being in control of your direction and aim. Just kicks. You're going to kick, hold it, and put it down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, back leg over, turn. Put out your left hand. You're going to leave your hands here while you kick. After you're done kicking, you punch. So it goes 1, kick, punch. The body is driving forward as you punch. And not 1, 2. It relates to what we just did. Kick, then punch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, punch. Can stay if you want, because you're doing great, or you can go, because this is kind of the beginner half of the 2 sessions. Do you think you want to stay or go? You want to talk about it first?
I have to go because I'm a computer. So.
Okay.
I can go.
Okay. Well, it was great to have you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Olivia and Sarah. That'll last 10 more minutes at least. All right. If you gave information to somebody,
Yeah.
cool. Yeah, send them the link for the Zoom class on Wednesday if they want to come. Come back here. Good job, though.
Thank you.
Everybody get a drink, take some time.
There you go.
Okay.
Okay, so
Okay, going through the 5th cue, test basics. Feet together, left arm, left leg forward, get it back. Right? Triple punch, 1 head, 2 steps. 1, 2, 3. Stepping backwards, rising left counter punch. 1, 2, 3. Moving forward, outside block, in a front stance. Elbow strike, back fist strike. 1, outside, elbow, back fist. 2, 1, 3. Moving backward, inside block counter punch. 1, 2, 3. Moving forward, 9-hand block front kick spear and strike. 1, stance, kick. 2, 3. Backward. 1, 2, 3. Fighting position. Front snap kick, front leg, back leg. 1, 2, 3. Turn. Again.
like that way. Wash it. 1, 2, 3. Turn. 1, 2, 3. Turn. Keep it out. Cross behind, side kick. 1, 2, 3. Turn. 1, 2, 3. Turn. Fighting position. Starting with your back leg, front snap kick. The other leg, roundhouse kick, counter punch. Migrate, washer, got it. 1, kick, kick, heel. 3. Turn. 1. 2. 3. Turn. Try that with speed. Get out of the counter punch. There you go. It's all basics, nothing to it. Took like 4 minutes. You have to get comfortable with switching your arms and remembering how to do it. Sometimes it goes fine, sometimes you forget. You know that? So, on this one, big coil, home, home, home. Big coil. On this one, inside, inside. Too much lost. But I think part of it was indecision. Like, what comes next? Oh, yeah. Any of these coils can also be a defense. So, if he's throwing a punch, I could be going, well, there's my coil. 2, 3. Good shit. But I'm here, I have to switch my arms. 1. Oh, there it is. That's the block. That's the strike. On this one, could be coming 1. Right, cover. 4. 1, 2, 3. Either way. On any of these, block, strike. The crossover is the. And whether your arm goes here or here totally depends, on if you think you're knocking his arm down, 1, 2, or if you're happy keeping it up there. Both are fine. In our style in general, you coil underneath and then out by the knees, but on top of the knifing blocks. In the kata sometimes, you coil on top. Even though some people have changed it because they want to make it more like the basic. Yeah. Cover. So both hands are always doing something. Thanks. So, we will do some defenses. One step and punch head, one step and punch body, one front kick. One jab, one counter punch. Understanding. Very weird. All right. So here's your attacking series. Left leg forward, downward block. Okay? You say Yondan, do 7 times. 1, 4. Then you recover back. 2 down. 9. 4. Recover back. Migraine. Comes up this time. Front kick. Okay? Single that. That's it. Then the other 2 are from fighting position. So you're going to shift around like this and jab. And then recover. And then shift around again and counter punch. Boom. Arm up. Body down. And back. So one thing that we have to talk about for people that come from other styles or trained in a more modern system is no hopping. And the reason is it doesn't serve a purpose. They're copying something that serves a purpose, but what you're doing doesn't serve a purpose. So with training, what you should learn is up is depth. So if he starts to step forward and comes up and comes like that, just that little bit of up, and I was ready, just roll, just as he starts. So now, if he's hopping, he's giving me a target that's up in the air half the time. If he's smart, he'll stay away, right? He'll hop over there, outside where he thinks I can go. So all you have to do is figure out how to get in there, and you're fine. There are many, many other vulnerabilities. If he's hopping, his feet are worthless. You can trip them, you can can't do anything with them. So in place of that, what you're going to do is practice going forward, back. This is extra big, extra exaggerated. Reality might be the little tiny bit you can do and still go. So there's 2 goals of this. Three goals. One constant is I want to always be able to move, always. Up is not conducive to moving. What move? I want to be able to move. He might be ready to fight. And this forward back is I gotta see how far he thinks he can hit me. So if I'm stupid, I'll go forward and he'll punch. Whoa, he'll just catch me. Well, I learned that. So next time, I start to go up, how far can he go? Not that far. So I keep testing how far he can go. So he thinks he's about to catch me. This sets up my counter or my attack. Because during this time, he thinks that he's about to get me. Boom! I can launch my attack. You think he's getting me? You get preoccupied. So this is a game. Some people say it's like chess. Who's going to screw up first is really what it comes down to.
Patrons. The time is now 7:30 and the facilities will be closing in 30 minutes. Locker rooms will remain available 15 minutes following closing. Please plan your time accordingly. Thank you.
So, if he is great in experience and natural athletic ability and training, and I am mediocre, it's target practice for him. I come out there thinking everything's fair, and he'll just launch techniques at me all the time, and I won't be able to. His timing is always better than mine, his distance is better than mine. So, we start out like this. He's here and I'm here. I have to figure out a strategy where I can get it all like, oh, well, maybe now sometimes I can score on it. So, if we have fought before in the dojo or in a tournament, he knows he can reach further than me. I know he can reach further than me, and I'm going to let him. So I keep going just outside of where he can get. Like he can shift to hit me 12 miles away. I can see it coming. And I did this, so I gotta say, I spent a few years competing, not understanding strategy. I thought that we both got an equal shot at it here, and we'll just go and see who wins. No! This guy always won because he had a strategy. He would set it up, so I made mistakes. So if I'm fighting somebody better than me, maybe I want him to overextend. So I did this. There was a very dangerous guy who dropped a lot of people. And it's supposed to be a non-contact tournament, right? And people were unconscious. So it's a very scary, like, holy crap, it's going to kill me. And I watched this guy to try to see what flaws does he have. Because he's faster than me, stronger than me, more experienced than me. He was impatient as hell. He couldn't wait. And he was arrogant. He knew he was going to kill me. So, in the tournament where I won, I stayed this far away from him the entire time until he got so frustrated, he charged, oh, and I drilled him and I got a point for him. And I was so excited. Oh, I got a point. And then there's this, uh-oh, we're not done yet. You know, so you have to now survive till the end of the match, which is a whole other mindset thing. But I did win that match and that tournament purely because I started to understand strategy and I trained against my perception of his weaknesses. So, but I had to take a lot of beating before I figured out. But in this game, let's say he's more aggressive than me, I wait for him to reach, and then I counter, when he reaches, every time he reaches. So, punch once and hold. This is Gono Sen. Here he comes, and I connect before he can do this technique. So if it's equal, if he can do 2 punches, go back and do 2 big punches, and we go, boom, boom. Well, now it's just equal. There's no point there. I have to figure out, same speed, how to fit in there before that punch comes. And I have to do it in a committed, confident way. I can't go, I won't get a point for it, and he'll kill me. Because nothing stopped him. He'll keep coming. So we went 1-2, and then he's going to follow it with something else, and I'm just still standing there because I'm afraid. So I've lost a lot of times because I quit or I was afraid. They didn't quit. They saw that as an opening. So, anyway, let's shift forwards and backwards a little bit. You're going to go up in front, you're going to shift forward, bring it back, and then shift back, and you're going to same distance, same distance, same distance, same distance, same distance. Switch feet, do the other side. Same distance, same distance. Okay, both of you, when you move, your body's moving very well, forwards, backward. Your back foot's doing this. It's not ready to go. I need it to be here to go this way. Yep. So keep it with you. So here's what you're going to do. Arms are in. You go forward, back, forward, forward. You would do more if we're going to that way. Oh, no hop. No hopping. Nope. No hip twist. All right, we need to break this down. Everybody go forward. Forward. Backwards. Forward. Backwards. Forward. Plant this foot. Forward again. Yep, do it again. Forward. Back. Forward. Back. Go plant. And do a technique. Follow or palm. Or a kick, it could have been. But part of the goal is When I move, he'll move, because generally we're kind of working on timing. So I go forward, back, home. He gets that rhythm. He thinks I'm going backwards. Oh, boom! I didn't go backwards, I went forwards. And then he figures that out. So now I have to be more careful. Because when he feels me switch, forward, backwards, forward, he will go back. Uh-oh. Now I'm in trouble, he'll get me. So when they talk about chess, it's like that. Who's going to screw up first? So if you're fighting another person that's really good, and you're really good, it is really cool, because sometimes nothing happens, sometimes lots of stuff happens, but you're in control of this distance and timing. When one person's better than the other, physically or psychologically, one person's flailing and the other person just gets scored on. Anyway, to go to the front. Forwards, backwards, forwards, backwards, forwards, put your foot up, right. Good. Forward, back, forward, back, forward, flip. No. So, this is super common. You did this. Good, good, good. Back just as far. You didn't gain anything, and your foot's way back there. It's not helping you. You need that little bit of switch to where it's a little, this much ahead, a little bit. There are many, many variations on footwork and timing. But what I want you to understand is I want your body behind whatever technique you do. I don't want you to just put your hand out there and leave your foot like that. Try it again, switch feet. Forward, backwards, forward, backwards, forward. Pull your back foot up. Almost. Almost. A little bit of a hop, and not, you didn't have any power or commitment to the punch. You go left to right. You just go on to the right. Boom! Like you're going to push something over. Better. You're going to put your foot away back here. Better. That was better. But you still launch from here. How you're putting. Better. Switch feet. So some people, they copy these things without understanding that your body's supposed to do the work. So then they get a little hop and saying, oh, and they get a for it. We don't do that. I will say, weak, no point. And we'll just continue on like it never happened. Definitely not a COVID cough. Is that my blood or your blood?
Mine's on my bed.
No hopping. That was much stronger. So here's a good variation on this moving thing. If I'm moving forwards and backwards, I want to do this a little bit side by side. If I move forwards and backwards, and in my mind, I think I'm going to go like this, that's what I want to do. But instead, just as I'm pulling my foot up, he punches me. I'm not done. I want to continue. So I'm going to use that time, because I'm super alert, I'm going to use that time to block. He's going to help me. That then helped me plan. Boom, boom. Like the drill we do, 1, 2, 1, 2. This matched 1, 2. Easy. If he feeds you a technique, sometimes it makes everything better. The person that commits first often loses unless they score. So in our system, the attacker is at a disadvantage unless they're really good at it. Then you're fine. So, the reason I brought this up is you go forward, and then you hop. But instead of that, start thinking down, 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 down. It just takes a while before you quit being worried that they're going to hit you because you'll be in charge. So you should keep your same foot, your left one right now in front all the time. You go forward, back, forward, kick. Boom, yep. See that little jump? That helps. That's part of the thing. That little thing, something. Forward, back, up. Yep, too big a block. Just enough to cover. You want to think here. Whoa, yep. So your hip, that's one reason your hip is sideways. Get in there, you're not on target still. Drop, block. 1, 2, yep. Doesn't matter. Your weight comes forward. Doesn't necessarily matter which foot. 1, 2, see? It worked. Yep. So this one's slightly harder, but it's the same principle. Forward, back, forward, back, forward, back, forward, head. Ooh, look at you. It's the same idea. You're just scarier to have people punching at your head. Hop, a little bit. Forward, back, block. When you block, pull your back foot up. Block. Pull your foot up. Yep. Drop your heel. Yep. Your foot's still sideways. Forward, back. Pull your foot up. You kind of get the rhythm there? Yes. So, a training strategy is if I move forward and he can punch me, that's too far. Okay? I can't go that far. Go back. So I got to figure out, well, how far? He was this far away. That's fine. Right? If you would have done 2 techniques, I would have been in trouble because I had quit here. I need to stay active. So, and kind of that's what you do. You do one, and then you add 1, 2, to screw with it. And you get less and less predictable to build your confidence and adaptability. So you block body, and then you block head like nothing. That's good. What was the other hand of the foot? Maybe.
Attention Rec-Well patrons, the time is now 7:45 and the facilities will be closing in 15 minutes. All activity areas will be closing in 15 minutes.
And still pull your back foot, not this way.
15 minutes following closing.
More this way.
Please plan your time accordingly.
Yes!
Thank you.
Then drop your heel. Pull. Kind of. All right, let's do Heian Yondan 2 times, and then we go. Back up a little bit. John, take 2 more steps. You move up a little bit. Yep, we're like a diamond. Up. Heian Yondan. Boy. On. You. 1. You. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. One more time. I'll count. Out. And you're done. Boy, still to the count, but this time good spirit. Keep your points. Turn. Knees on. 45-ish. Point your front foot that way. Knee out. Knees on. Nice kick. Oh, unstable. On. Sheep. Oh! Oh! Hey! You do this. Face that way. Yep, and you go 1, 2. This has to be at your neck height and more flat. And pretend like you're hitting with this little bony edge. Oh! Oh! Head straighter. This in front of you a little bit more. Blocking. Yep. Kick punch. 1, 2. Kind of work on that part. Yep. You start here. So you can't do this. You go, you're doing this part pretty good. 1. Now you do this. 2. You can't do the winding. This stays. 1, 2. 1, 2. So it moves to the next place. 1, 2. Better. 1, 2. Yep, better. Hey, out. Kind of line up. Maybe you two should play some. Well, that's enough. Show me. Alright. Out the gun. Alright. Thank you all for training. Class dismissed. Hey, good job. We got a few more minutes if you want to do something, otherwise we got to go. I mean, if you want to, I don't know, train on your own.